Get inside, pack your things, and get out from here at once.
Grief changes the sound of a house. It makes the refrigerator hum louder. It makes footsteps echo. It makes the air feel like it's holding its breath. 11 days after Eliana Brooks buried her husband, Lorraine Brooks stood in the center of her kitchen in Charlotte, North Carolina, and announced she was taking everything. Not some of it, everything. The house, Marcus's law firm, the bank accounts, the furniture, the investments, every asset down to the last dollar. Everything except Ava, their 4-year-old daughter. Lorraine said it like she was declining a side dish. I didn't sign up for someone else's child. Eliana would replay that sentence more than the funeral, more than the phone call, more than the sound of dirt hitting wood. Because in that one sentence, Lorraine revealed who she had always been. Marcus Brooks built Brooks Injury Law from nothing that looked like something. He started in a cramped office above a barber shop on West Trade Street. The walls were thin enough to hear clippers buzzing below. The carpet smelled faintly of disinfectant and hair products. But Marcus didn't care about optics. He cared about cases. He worked 14-hour days. He answered calls himself. He drove to hospital rooms at midnight to sign clients who had just been hit by distracted drivers. Within 6 years, the firm was billing over $700,000 annually. He moved into a modern suite in South End with glass walls and polished concrete floors, 5 employees, a receptionist who knew every client's birthday, a bookkeeper who balanced every penny down to the cent, and on the wall outside the elevator, Brooks Injury Law. Lorraine liked to visit. She liked to point at the sign. "My money built that," she would say. What she meant was, "I built that." 6 years earlier, she had loaned Marcus $200,000 after he was denied traditional financing. She never let anyone forget it. Not at Thanksgiving, not at Christmas, not at random Tuesdays. Eliana learned early that Lorraine did not give gifts. She gave leverage. Marcus died on a Tuesday. Cardiac arrest. 37 years old. Eliana was folding laundry when her phone rang. Ava was building a castle out of couch cushions in the living room. By the time Eliana reached the office, paramedics were walking out. Marcus was still at his desk. His hand rested against a coffee mug that had gone cold. The funeral was packed. Lorraine wore black sunglasses indoors. Devin, Marcus's younger brother, stood beside her in an ill-fitting suit. He looked less like a grieving sibling and more like someone waiting for instructions. 3 days after the funeral, Lorraine arrived at Eliana's house with documents in her purse and strategy in her eyes. She didn't sit. She stood in the kitchen and began pointing. The down payment? Mine. The firm? Built with my money. The house? Leveraged because of my investment. Then she delivered it. I'll take everything except my daughter. Eliana stood still, holding a mug of coffee that had gone cold 20 minutes earlier. Devin wandered down the hallway. He opened the guest bedroom closet and began measuring it with a tape measure. Grief dulls reflexes. Eliana didn't argue. She absorbed. 2 days later, a certified letter arrived. Thomas Hale, attorney at law. Lorraine had filed a will contest, a creditor's claim for $200,000, a petition challenging estate control. She moved quickly, faster than grief. Eliana was still sleeping on Marcus's side of the bed, inhaling his fading cologne. Lorraine was already planning distribution. The following week, Lorraine drove to Brooks Injury Law and introduced herself as the new authority. She requested revenue statements, $712,000 annual billings. She nodded, satisfied. She never requested payroll reports, tax filings, pending settlements, lease obligations. She saw revenue. She assumed profit. She believed confidence equaled competence. Then she began calling clients, introducing herself. Within days, several transferred their cases. Lorraine was torching the income stream she believed she was inheriting. Then Devin attempted to move in. He arrived with 2 duffel bags, a gaming console, and a box of protein bars. Mom said it's basically ours now. Eliana called the police. They escorted him off the property. He left the protein bars on the porch. She threw them away. Her mother drove up from Colombia. "You have to fight." Her best friend called nightly. "Get a shark." So Eliana hired Ingrid Keller, Estate litigator. Calm, precise. Ingrid reviewed the filings. This is beatable. Eliana nodded. I need time. That night she drove to Marcus's office, unlocked his bottom drawer, found a sealed envelope, her name written in his handwriting. Inside, a letter, beneficiary confirmations, a financial summary. 8 months earlier, Marcus had been diagnosed with a progressive heart condition. He never told his mother. He told Eliana only that he needed to restructure some things. He quietly updated. Life insurance beneficiary, $900,000. 401k beneficiary, $175,000. Roth IRA beneficiary, $68,000. All to Eliana. Direct payout. Outside probate. Untouchable. Then the financial summary. Revenue, $712,000. Actual numbers, $210,000 malpractice settlement pending, $65,000 unpaid payroll taxes, $28,000 vendor debt, $150,000 line of credit, $180,000 mortgage, 30 months left on a $5,000 monthly lease. Lorraine's $200,000 loan, unsecured, last in line. If liquidated, she would receive nothing. Marcus had written, don't let her take what matters. She can have the rest. Eliana understood immediately. The next morning, she called Ingrid. I want to give her everything. Silence. Then understanding. Ingrid leaned back and smiled. Your husband was extraordinary. The settlement offer was drafted. Eliana relinquishes the firm, the house, all estate accounts. In exchange for sole custody of Ava, no visitation for Lorraine, immediate dismissal of legal challenges. Thomas Hale requested 2 weeks to audit the firm. Lorraine refused. She believed revenue equaled wealth. She signed against counsel's advice. 3 weeks later, $900,000 hit Eliana's account. Another $243,000 transferred from retirement accounts. She quietly rented a 2-bedroom apartment in Ballantyne, moved Ava first, then photos, then files. She didn't cry during the move. She felt clear. The signing took 8 minutes. Lorraine wore silk. Devin wore a blazer with the price tag still attached. Eliana signed. Lorraine signed. Full transfer of assets and liabilities. Irrevocable. As Eliana stood, Lorraine smiled. Now you'll learn to stand alone. Eliana said nothing. She picked up Ava from daycare, made dinosaur macaroni. Peace tastes better than revenge. 3 weeks later, Lorraine opened the mail. IRS notices, malpractice demand letters, vendor invoices, lease guarantee forms. She signed the personal guarantee. Then the accountant arrived. Are you aware this firm is operating at a severe deficit? Lorraine wasn't. The house appraisal came back. After paying debts, she would owe money at closing. The firm lost more clients. Payroll penalties compounded. Devin attempted to remove himself from bank liability. The bank declined. He hired a lawyer. He sued his mother. Case filed in Mecklenburg County. Mother versus son. Public record. Lorraine sold 2 of her dry cleaning locations to cover obligations. The firm dissolved. The house foreclosed. Devin left the state. Lorraine called one night, crying, I'm losing everything. Eliana listened. You stood in my kitchen and said you wanted everything except my daughter. I gave you exactly what you asked for. Then she hung up. Eliana enrolled in paralegal certification at Central Piedmont, tuition paid. Ava started kindergarten. Their apartment felt lighter than the house ever had. Every night, Eliana read Marcus's last line, don't let her take what matters. She hadn't. Lorraine wanted assets. Eliana kept stability. Lorraine wanted control. Eliana kept peace. Lorraine wanted everything but the child. And in the end, that was the only thing that survived.
If this story moved you, take a moment and tell me in the comments which part hit you the hardest. Was it the kitchen confrontation, the envelope reveal, or the moment everything quietly shifted in her favor? Don't forget to like this story, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. There are more powerful stories just like this coming your way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.